about it. So
I think she watches it.
she watches my YouTube. Lee's mom watches my YouTube, and I was gonna post this on it. I'm fatter since my last post. You can see my double chin.
Hey.
We cut Lee's hair. What do you guys think?
Booyah!
Yeah, that's what they think. Here, look towards me. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. You actually have a couple of spots, like right there, where you don't grow hair.
Yeah, well, I think it's more the dye didn't hit it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
The dye didn't hit those two areas?
And I kind of like the way that the tail ended up a little jaggedy.
Yeah.
It suits. It almost feels like, flame shape.
Oh, okay, cool.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, you're a good stylist.
Thanks. Take off my glasses. So
we were talking a bit about how we describe our orientations.
We do. I call myself a queer woman. Do we like the term queer?
Very much.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't know. I like that it's associated with being weird.
Yeah.
And also with rebellion. It's a bit of a new and somewhat obnoxiously academic hipstery term, queering.
Queering? I've never heard of queering. This is an academic term?
Very much so.
Oh, my fucking hands!
A lot of queer and trans people at Naropa used it, and I gotta admit there are some things about Naropa I don't like.
Okay.
But, so it'd be like, for example, queering the idea of the nuclear family. That kind of thing. That even sounds like an academic article title right there.
It does, yeah.
So yeah, queering whatever. So that's one reason I like the term queer to describe my orientation.
Yeah.
Just because, panromantic ace flux, that's a lot to say.
That is, and people have no idea. Ace flux, what the fuck is that?
Exactly. And I'm not hetero.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of different genders.
Yep.
There's many people who are appealing, and I feel the best way to say that, to indicate something without boundaries and kind of rebellious even.
Yeah.
Queer fits well.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. You know what happened when you know what you call when you see someone you don't know they're queer or not? That they have a queer ambiguity to them.
Yeah.
Just made up that word.
Well, why not?
So, let's talk about the first person you've dated. Who's the first person you've dated? If you don't mind me asking that.
Really, really, really sweet dude. Back in undergrad.
Yeah.
Blonde, tall, broad, kind of chubby, very much teddy bear, sweetest guy ever, named Ryan.
Cool.
Part of the Sigma Chi fraternity, which at our school, I don't know how they are at other schools.
Yeah.
At ours, they were known as kind of being like very friendly and gentle natured and not necessarily super smart, but very nice people.
Yeah.
And Ryan was no exception to that. He was a little bit artsy, but not like super artsy. Good heart, like big warm heart.
Yeah.
Decent taste in music, but nothing too edgy.
I have a
and a bartender. He made the best drinks.
Sweet. Yeah. For me, I'm kind of the lesbian that gets mistaken for a boy a lot. And if you're the kind of lesbian that gets mistaken for a boy, be the boy you wish you dated in high school, right?
You know what? That's totally a thing. I mean, sometimes I will admit, especially fashion-wise, I do things that I wish I did better as a teenager.
Yeah.
Or that I wish I'd been allowed to be as a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, I even told my friend Kenna one day that it was a be the emo kid you wanted to date in high school kind of day.
Yeah. I like that.
And, I mean...
Yep.
Kinda. You know what? I gotta say, like, how do you feel? You were mentioning about lesbian who gets mistaken for a boy.
Yep.
How do you feel about the term boy with an I?
Oh, I like it. I like ambiguous gender pronouns. It's not really a pronoun, but like boy with an I or girl, GRRL, stuff like that.
GURL, yeah. I mean, the boy with an I, some people have said it's a specifically black thing.
Is it really?
And I think it does kind of originate in Black butch lesbian culture.
It's the stud is very much entrenched in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think
I feel awkward being a white person and using stud.
Exactly. I mean, boy with an I. Yeah. I think the history is right on that, but like, it's definitely gotten to the point where Black people I've known, and anyone feel free to let us know about this, but some Black people I've known have said they're fine with white people using it more than they are with stud.
Yeah.
And I think for people who are like transmasculine, but not always men, or like who are men of a sort, you know what I'm saying, but not like man.
Yeah.
It fits well. Or, you know, for non-binary people who present in a more traditionally masculine manner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say though, but that's like saying about butch as a gender identity, which can be a thing.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So maybe different people have different perspectives on that.
Do you want to hold it? Do you want to hold the thing? Because I'm getting tired of holding it. All right.
I mean, I've used boy with an I for myself before. I don't know if it's okay to do so. If it's not, I will gladly stop.
Okay.
But yeah, you say you like it for yourself too sometimes?
Sometimes. Yep. Butch, I'm way more butch leaning than anything else.
Oh, you even have a hat that says it.
I do have, I have a baseball cap that says butch on it, and I wear it backwards. And I went to this street bar with it, and one of the people there is like, oh, I thought it said bitch. And I'm like, oh shit, it does kind of look like bitch.
Yeah, that's equally badass in some ways.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It is.
You know what? The so-called straight bar has some of the best karaoke, though. There's a dude there named Brendan who kills Bowie songs.
Oh, yeah. He motherfucking destroys Bowie songs, motherfucker.
Oh, God, yeah. And there's this lady who does... what is that song that she does? Let It Rip. God damn, I forget it. She's this biker chick. She does really, like, this kind of, like, sassy...
I don't remember.
Like, stay with me or leave me kind of song.
Oh shit! Oh, I don't remember her name.
I think it's just called "Let It Rip," the song. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun to be at. But they definitely don't get terms like butch.
Oh God.
No. So I think they don't know what to make of us.
No, I don't think they know what to make of us either. They're not shy of saying that we're a cute couple. They think we're a cute couple, which is good.
The question is how they perceive that, and whatever. The matter is how we perceive it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If we both think queer is a cool term, sure.
You know what I perceive? You being adorable as fuck.
You too.
Thanks.
See what I mean? But yeah, terms for orientation are so subjective, you know.
Yep, I agree.
But they're fun to ponder.
The first person I dated, I don't know. This is a kid named Chan, but I don't know if we dated or not. But the first girl relationship that I did is this person named Allison, which is really interesting. She's a really interesting person.
She was amazing.
No, not the Allison, another Allison.
Okay.
I've dated two Allisons. One of them died.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no. First girl relationship was with Allison, and she had this sort of weird form of narcolepsy.
Oh.
Where she would like, I think it's narcolepsy. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with her, but she would like, you would talk to her and then she would go, and then she'd be in a dream.
Oh, weird.
It's really strange. Yeah. So.
You know what?
What?
I didn't really date women much. Like, I think I've had maybe, other than you, of course. I had a very, very brief fling with someone who literally thought she was the reincarnation of Bella Swan from Twilight.
Okay.
Yeah, not cool. Her name was Lizzie.
Yeah.
I mean, she was fun. She's an interesting, like, kind of scene chick.
Yeah.
Really into anime and all that. Like, oh my god, she was the type of weeaboo who wanted to see cosplayers dressed as her favorite guy characters make out. Yeah. The like yaoi brat, you know?
Yeah.
And then there was B, who's still one of my very dear friends. And Danielle. But really, I didn't date women much. I've dated almost always cis dudes.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I think I figured out I was queer in undergrad when I first had a crush on a woman, and back then
Oh.
I identified as a woman, so I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck, what am I?
Yeah, exactly.
But
Um,
how'd you find out about your identity and your orientation, if I may ask?
I don't know. I don't really want to get into, to be honest with you. Just
Cool
kind of,
beans.
yeah. Oh
It's
yeah,
a
I'll let
long
you know.
story, I
It
bet.
is. It's a long story. But let's see here. We're watching the show Atypical. You ever watch Atypical? What's that? Oh, you love the show? Yeah, us too. And
Just starting to watch it, but I like it.
there's a couple of characters. I think this is the third season, and there's a lesbian subtext with a couple of the characters. And they kissed.
Finally.
Finally. Fucking finally. The sort of.
Well, they had sex before that, though.
Did they really?
Well, I mean, the implication, yeah, because they
It's
woke
kind of
up
implied,
together, yeah.
yeah. But like the in movies and in media and in television and whatnot, often um the point where people kiss or embrace in some way is so like pushed off. Like in a straight relationship, you'd expect something to happen much sooner.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because it's hard to portray a good gay relationship.
It's also because I think it's part of the legacy of the Hays Code a little bit.
Legacy of the Hays Code. Please talk about that.
Definitely. The Hays Code was this set of restrictive laws in cinema long time ago. I think it was like the 40s. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Bad cinephile if I'm wrong. But basically it said no moral ambiguity in movies, no sex, no, you know, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And definitely queer stuff, at least blatant queer stuff was there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of subtext, especially with villains and whatnot. Watch The Celluloid Closet, brilliant movie.
Oh, I have not seen it. I've heard of it though.
But yeah, so maybe it's partly that, but also, I mean, ambiguity in relationships is cool. That's great to see in movies, but the fact that it's forced with queer characters and there's no, I mean, there are blatant queer characters. It's just less so than blatant hetero ones, or at least probably hetero ones.
Yeah.
God, the ambiguity can be great, but can we get blatant queer characters where their whole thing is not about being queer?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can in queer movies, like But I'm a Cheerleader and stuff like that.
But even that was about finding the identity.
It was about finding the identity. I can't think of any movies.
I can think of a couple, but very few.
Like what?
Transamerica was a little bit about discovering identity, but it was also about this trans lady who's a mom.
Yeah.
And she's about to get her gender confirmation surgery and all that jazz.
But her therapist wants her to reconnect with her son.
Yeah, exactly. Who's like a hustler and all this, and really fun character. I love that guy.
I haven't seen the movie. I've heard a lot about it.
Oh, really? Well, okay, I'm showing it to you. There's a couple of parts that are a little transphobic, like somebody getting freaked out when they see her dick.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. But overall, I like it because, yes, it has the finding yourself story, but it has more to it.
Yeah. It's just more depth.
Exactly. There's a few movies like that, but they're so rare. And we need more of them. The coming out stories are great.
Yeah.
And we did need them and do need them. But like, yeah, you know, or what about United States of Terror, right? That has gay characters in it.
United States of Terror?
Terra.
Terra. Oh, okay.
Like Tara.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
It's a great show. It's about a lady who has DID.
Okay.
And how she and her family deal with it.
Okay.
And the son is gay.
Cool.
And there's a little bit of a coming out story with him.
Yeah.
But it's mainly revolving around the mom, her DID, and how everybody deals. And about who the alters are and why they show up and who they are.
Okay.
It's mostly about her.
Okay.
And so the kid, he has a lot of good development too, as well. Like the gay subplot.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a thing. But he's very well developed. It's clear he loves jazz. He makes movies. he likes vintage clothes.
Yeah.
He, is one of the more solid people of the family, but he also has a vengeful side.
I remember.
It's pretty brilliant.
Yeah. Remember Brokeback Mountain?
Oh, what a good movie.
Such a sad ending, but
no,
it's a little bit about them discovering themselves, but they're a couple, not a couple exactly, but they're something for most of the movie.
Yeah,
and they explored the depth of their relationship.
Right, and they're like their sexualities are a little ambiguous. Like they're attracted to each other,
but then they have wives and stuff like that.
Right, so. And there's like I think there's implication that Jack is more on like the straight side of the gay side of bi, and Ennis is more on the hetero. Does that make sense?
I forget which one's which. The person who
Jack
died
is Jake's character, so he's the one who dies.
He's the one who dies, and you're saying that their characters more on the queer side.
From what I've heard, an interpretation that way.
I think it's the opposite, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what about?
No, you're right. I was thinking of that wrong. No, I agree with you.
Well, and what do you think about that ending? Do you think that he died because of a hate crime, or do you think it was just
That's a good question.
Ennis is worrying that he did?
I think it's partially. Well, the only thing that we see is that it's them worrying about it. We don't know for sure whether it was a hate crime or not, but the implication of losing your partner to I hate to lose you to something like that. That would be awful.
Oh God, yeah, no, and that's one reason that. Okay, I love visiting there, and I know there are queer people there, but I don't think I'd be comfortable moving to South Carolina where my parents live.
Yeah.
It's very pretty there. There's a great used bookshop there.
Yep.
And there are queer people there. I met a non-binary lead actor of a troupe there.
Yeah.
Who was super nice.
Cool.
But like in general though, I mean my parents are neighbors with Trumpers.
Yeah. And the thing that I think is sad is this sort of gay narrative of that it a lot of it is coming from rural America to the cities to be queer.
Michael Alec did that.
Yeah. Which we should be able to exist wherever the fuck we want to.
Well, right, and the idea that the cities are safer for queer people is also a little bit of a myth, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, first off, there are cool country places. Number one, I met a couple of them in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
More in Vermont. I've heard Vermont is awesome.
Oh.
Okay. And there's a lot of anarchists out there and such.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of cities, I mean, whenever I've encountered a lot of blatant transphobia around here... I'm sorry, it's been in St. Paul.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that's a very big city.
I came out in St. Paul. It was fucking awful. I was on Rice in Maryland for the one of you that might be in Minnesota that's listening to this or watching this, and not very queer neighborhood. Not queer at all.
Oh, and speaking of, if anyone here is from Minnesota, watch out for Union Depot. Watch out for the subway on University and Selby.
Tell us about that.
Or University and Dale, sorry. Because,
oh, yeah, I know that subway.
Bathroom policing major.
Oh, shit.
First off, at Union Depot, there was a security guard who kind of hassled me and then later explained that, well, you got to be careful. We want to check that there's, that people are where they belong to be, and stuff like that.
It's a fucking bathroom.
Exactly. And then at the subway, they made me show my ID.
Ugh.
And they said that was Minnesota law, which I've looked it up. It is not. They had a security guard do that.
Yep.
And I think he was even a real cop.
We're running a little bit over on time. I don't know if I might be limited to only 15 minutes because I put some copyrighted work on there before. So, okay. Thanks for watching. And we got to kiss each other before.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Okay.
Ah! Wait. You push it. Oh, it's because your finger